President Olusegun Obasanjo's book has been praised by some and strongly criticized by others. Nobel Prize winner Professor Wole Soyinka, whom the former president had a few unpleasant things to write about in My Watch, reacted strongly to the autobiography through an article titled Watch and Pray, Watch and Pray. He said about the former president in his book, "It does appear that there is no end to this individual's capacity for infantile mischief and for needless, mind-boggling provocations, such as his recent literary intrusion on my piece." Political activist Mr. Yinka Odomakin described President Obasanjo's book as a package of lies, insisting that the former president has a selective integrity that when he does a thing, it is right, and when others do it, it is wrong. But how does the former president respond to these criticisms? What do you think about the reactions you've observed to the book?
No, I never.
Have you, for example, heard what Professor Wole Soyinka had to say? He wrote a piece on Watch and Pray, where he attacked you for the contents of the book. And also, Yinka Odomakin wrote a book whose title was actually inspired by your own book. Quite a number of people.
Let me deal with Wole Soyinka. Wole Soyinka and I have been having a running battle. And he has said it will not end until one of us leaves this world. And I have said in this book that you are talking about, that if he leaves before me, now when I get to heaven, and I hope he will be there, he should welcome me. If I leave before him, when he comes, I will welcome him. But Wole Soyinka is a gifted man. I have always acknowledged that. But he's a bad politician or political analyst. And I've also said that. And that it's my own point of view. He may agree with it, he may not agree with it. But having said that, I also, in my book, bring out Wole Soyinka as I see him. And that's my own judgment. That's my own perspective of him. He may agree, he may not agree, but anybody can also bring out his own perspective of me. For instance, I know that if I want somebody to give me the best wine, one of the people I will go to is Wole Soyinka. I know he has a taste for good wine. And I said that in the book. Well, you take Yinka Odomakin. Yinka Odomakin was hired to do a hatchet job. And he did it. It was part of the campaign of Goodluck Jonathan. And it served the purpose of Goodluck Jonathan. But whether Goodluck Jonathan gained from it or Yinka Odomakin gained from it, well, it's now left to history. But how should I worry about that? That Yinka Odomakin was hired by Goodluck Jonathan to do a job, which he did. And Yinka Odomakin didn't write anything to last. He wrote current affairs. not a book that anybody will seriously want to keep in his library. That's the way I see it. And a good book should be something that somebody wants to keep in the library. And a number of people have, well, take for instance the man who reviewed the book, or if you like, you talk about other things. Somebody even went to court to try and stop the book. That took about 6 months before the judge, who then admitted that he had been misdirected by what the plaintiff claimed. But some people have also commented on the book.
Yes.
And they have said good things about the book. Now, but I didn't write the book to please. I write the book to put out my understanding of issues, my experience of life, what happened to me, how I understand what happened to me, what happened to others, and how I understand it. So if anybody wants to correct that, he is free to say to me, look, this particular issue, this is the way. When I wrote my command, in fact, the man who was working with me then, Ayo Adeniwale, has compiled all the comments, and they call it fireworks on my command. But Professor Elife of Oxford University, one of the most distinguished professors of history, wrote in his book, which he wrote on me, that my command is one of the best chronicle of the Nigerian Civil War that he has come across. Well, that is an objective, and I've never met Professor Elife in my life. He just read what he could lay his hands on and make a very objective assessment. I will not unduly worry about what people say about a book.
I noticed from your book that you were very heavy in your criticisms. You might want to call them assessments, but I read them as criticisms of quite a number of people we regard as public figures. The president who took over from you, President Omar Yar'Adua, President Goodluck Jonathan, who was his vice later, and so on. When I read, I saw that you had no reservations in sharing your views about them. Did you think, maybe I shouldn't have written this, maybe I should have written more than what I've written?
No. It's my sincere opinion about them.
Absolutely no reservations.
No. And I don't have any regret because I don't put anything down or say anything except when I'm joking, which I can. But when I'm seriously talking about issues or writing about issues, and if you feel that what I have written about a person is not correct, then put your own view across. Well, that's what writing is all about. That's what you talk about intellectual. That's what intellectualism is all about. Let us talk about it. Let us debate it. Let's chew it up. Let us dialogue about it.
Get the conversation started.
And then the conversation starts. I will not want to belong to a place where we will all be muscled. Let's talk about it. And that is what is good for the world. And if our own society will make progress, that's the way it should be. What lesson can you learn? Now, even Jesus Christ, I'm a Christian, and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. But even Jesus Christ, when you look at the human aspect of him, and that's why he's man God or God man. The God aspect of him is perfect. The human aspect of him is just like you and me. He was hungry. He was thirsty. He saw it while he was hungry, and he saw a tree, and he thought, oh, this tree will be having fruit. And the tree didn't have fruit. He was annoyed. Now, these are human traits and human character. So I believe that a man's life or a woman's life, any person's life, must be taken in balance.
That was Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. Next week on the channel's book club.
If I will read all the criticisms people write about me, most of which are not true, then I will not have time to do anything really useful and good for humanity. Now, if I can be sent to jail wrongly, then anybody can do anything to me wrongly. And I could jolly well have been killed wrongly.
We'll bring you the concluding part of that interview next week. Don't miss it. Please join us on any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olusegun Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.